Hey everybody, Captain Pop Hunter here again. Still on day 3 of quarantine. I see a floating hair. You see it right there? I'm easily distracted by dumb things in the barn. But yeah, still under day 3 of quarantine. Feeling a little bit better than earlier, so I figured now I'm bored. Let's make another video. Still gonna go with the top 10 kind of thing. So before I get into it, this is going to be a top 10 of my favorite pops, my personal favorite in the pop barn. There's over 2,000 to pick from, so it was kind of hard to narrow them down. But it wasn't that bad to actually put them in order from 1 to 10, believe it or not. But before I start, go down there, hit like, subscribe. I'll wait. I've waited long enough. Anyway, so we'll get right into it. As usual, we'll start at number 10. We'll work our way down right to 1. I'll give a reason to why. Hopefully I get comments to what yours is, or if you agree or disagree. So number 10, I was, again, 80s, 90s kid. So this one here was something I raced home to watch every day. We've already had this conversation once before, but this pop is my favorite out of the entire set. And it's at number 10, which is the Dino Ultra Zord from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which is the Green Ranger's Dragon Zord on the Ultra Zord. So, and then obviously inside there, where you see the green, the blue, the yellow eyes, I am colorblind right now. You had the Megazord in there. So this pop was just, if you've ever seen it out of box, it's just so well put together, so much detail, just a beautiful, just pretty. It's prettiful. It's not even beautiful. It's not pretty. It's prettiful. Beautiful pop. Number 10. Number 9. I remember watching this movie a million times as a child. I remember watching it on USA constantly. So, and I still watch it to this day with my kids, and it's literally held the test of time. And to think about this movie, that the main character of this movie was only in the movie. The movie's 2 hours plus, and the main attraction for the movie is in it for maybe a total of 6 minutes, which is mind-boggling to think about. But I'm gonna have to say the name. Spielberg did such a good job at building the suspense that you didn't even take notice that the character wasn't in there no more than 6 minutes. We're talking about number 9, which is Bruce the Shark. But I like the one that he's eating Quint. This is one of those very few pops where they allow blood, taboo, morbid kind of stuff. And it's 2 pops for 1. You get Quint. Sorry, half a Quint. And you get Bruce. So watching this movie forever and ever and ever, and being a Spielberg fan for almost my entire life, and to see this pop come out. I mean, I was happy when just the regular Jaws set came out, but when I heard that this one was coming out and seeing the glams of it, oh my God. Fantastic pop. Easily in the top 10. Number 9. Number 8 is something else that I watched as a kid constantly. This one here was a little bit tougher to come by. I know it's slightly easier nowadays to find this one here, but it was definitely my favorite character in the TV show. Everybody will battle back and forth about who the best Batman is, who the worst Batman is, everything, who the best Joker is, who isn't the best Joker. But in my personal opinion, the best Batman is always going to be the animated Batman. And my favorite character in that series was Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze had the best background story to it in the show, and we all know, the story to why he is Mr. Freeze. But that's just part of the reason why this pop is cool. Like, this pop is cool because of, obviously, the accurate gun in there, if you can see it. And I really, really like the bulb on his head. I like pops that have the bulbs. They look really cool with the bulbs. So, yeah. Number 8. Number 7. I have a thing for villains, which you guys have noticed. I'm going to do a top 10 here later on about, like, maybe the best Marvel villains, pop Marvel villains, the best Spider-Man villains, My favorite villain of all time is always going to be Thanos. I have a half sleeve tattoo of Thanos with a gauntlet with my kids' all my kids' birthstones as my Infinity Stones. My second favorite, which I'm finally freaking happy that he got a pop, because I've been waiting for it. He had a mini. He's got a pop. He should have been a 10-inch. This is where Funko dropped the ball again. Get it together. Galactus. We need a 10-inch Galactus pop. This pop makes sense to be a 10-inch. We don't need 14 freaking Deadpools. We need a Galactus pop that is a 10-inch. You heard me. You heard my wishes. Please grant them, Santa. There you go. Galactus. Number 6. Back to my childhood. Everybody had their favorite in every movie. If there was an ensemble of characters in a movie. In this particular movie, I had one of the rarer... No, I won't say that. He was probably one of the more common favorites in the movies. It's such a shame that he is dead now. God rest his soul. And we won't get to see him in the upcoming movie. But Ghostbusters. I was an Egon fan. Loved Egon. Spengler was the best. So, and this pop being the rarest of the Ghostbusters pops, and it happened to be my favorite Ghostbuster, and it being slimed, and it's Toy Tokyo, and it's this, and it's that, and it's all that in a bag of Wheaties. So, love this pop because of that. A lot of childhood memories there. Not to mention that the scene never happened. Like, we never got a slimed vehicle. We never got a slimed Egon. But we got it in pop form. Number 6. Number 5. I love anything that's comedy, horror, action, comic related, everything. But when you break that down, there is a favorite for each genre. This is my horror genre. He is my favorite. He always will be. And I hope to one day meet him. But this pop is probably... I like this pop, A, because it's hard to find. I had a hard time finding it, so getting it was like a very good feeling to actually obtain it. And it's out of the series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, technically 9 movies. Technically 10 with a cameo of a hand. This one here is my favorite. We are talking about Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger with the syringe fingers comes from the 3rd movie, Dream Warriors, which it was arguably my favorite, arguably the best Freddy movie. Hot Topic exclusive. I actually had to buy the sticker separate because the person I got this from did not have the sticker. But again, it's not like I'm reselling it. I'm keeping this. This one's mine. So, number 5. Number 4. Number 4 is definitely, he is my second favorite superhero of all time. He's not even a superhero, so I'll just say he's my favorite vigilante. Second favorite Marvel character. Very common pop to find. So happy they made it. Love it. The look of it. I love the comics that it comes from. And, yeah, we're going to go with the Punisher Nemesis. I just love this pop. This pop was fantastic. They made this so well. I am so stoked for the War Machine Punisher come out. That comes out sometime this year here from PX exclusive. But as of right now, that's my favorite Punisher pop. I ranted about this a couple videos ago where we need the supporting characters to go with him. Like, Funko, again, this is my second wish. Give me a Jigsaw and a microchip. Please. That's all I'm asking for. Really. This is number 4 because of that. Number 3, as a kid, my mom was a single mom and really couldn't afford much for us. Single mom of 3 boys, so to get a PlayStation was like striking gold. I can remember my mom got my PlayStation for me and a game to go with it, but she couldn't even afford to give me a memory card, which back then memory cards were 8 megabytes and could hold all your games all on that one thing. So in this particular game, if you died, you went right back to the beginning. There was no checkpoint. There was no loading point. If you didn't save, you died, you went back to the beginning. You started from scratch. It was in 1999, so that made me, I'm going to date myself here, 12 years old. Yeah. So, and I can remember going through this game from start to finish and never dying, never saving, was addicted to it. There is now, at this point here, it came out in 1998, so it's been, what? I'm terrible with math in my head, guys, but we're talking about 22 years now. 22 years, and there's been at least 15, 16 games of this franchise, and this one still stands as my favorite. And we're talking about Resident Evil. My favorite character of all time in Resident Evil is the Nemesis. The Nemesis was the Nemesis. He was a royal pain in the ass. I remember playing this game and starting out and having a ton of ammo and a ton of really cool guns and going, oh, this is great. The last games you had to really conserve your ammo, use your knife, find your ammo later in the game to fight the big baddies. Not this game. This game started off giving you an arsenal of weapons. Little did I know at the age of 11 that I was going to come face to face with this freaking thing 10 minutes into the game and then see him 13 more times after that. So he was the true badass of the Resident Evil games. The only Resident Evil movie, in my honest opinion, that was any good was Apocalypse, which was the closest to the games. And who headed that one? This guy. Really ugly dude, but he meant business. And this pop is absolutely atrocious. And it's on my top 10. It's number 3 on my top 10. And it's atrocious because it is a complete kick in the head that this is not a 6 or a 10-inch, but we got a 10-inch Hunter and 2 Tyrants. Like, I get Tyrant being a 6-inch. This Funko, this is an example of what should be a 10-inch or a 6-inch pop. He's not intimidating in this little box. He needs to be intimidating. Put him in a big box. Please. Thank you. Have a great day. Number 2. This one here holds a near and dear spot in my heart because, again, 90s kid, first movie I've ever seen in theaters. This is not the movie, however, that goes with the pop. But I do have photos with this pop when I bought it with my 2-year-old son. At the time was only not even a year old, and he was just immediately attracted to it. In the picture, he's actually crawling after this pop. I had it sitting on the ground, and he was crawling to it. So it was an immediate attraction to him, and now that he's 2 and he's talking and he's recognizing, he has the same love as I do as a child. We both, this is his favorite pop. When we walk in this barn, he notices it right away. It is our 10-inch. That's our girl right there. Rexy. 10-inch Rexy. The only thing that bugs me about this pop is this is supposed to be the original Rex that was in Jurassic World. Sorry, the Rex that was in Jurassic World was the original Rex from Jurassic Park. So she should have scarring on her face from the Raptors from the first movie, and this pop does not have that. That is my only beef with this pop. Other than that, I am in love with this pop. So much love for this pop. Number 2. And number 1. I'm sure all of you probably have figured out what it is. I mean, look at my attire. So we're just going to say it's Captain America. But you would think it would be some grandiose Captain America, but it's not. It is the worthy Captain America, and not the harder to get MCC one. Just the common $10 pop that people can trade for right now or buy for $10. But this pop was 22 films of my favorite character getting to this arc. Broken shield and all, but ready to whoop some ass. And we all knew in Age of Ultron that he was going to pick that hammer up. There's a lot of speculation if he didn't want to show Thor up, or he wasn't quite pure yet because he knew about Bucky killing Tony's family, and then he finally let it out. There's a lot of speculation to what it is, but at the end of the day, he picked it up. He took on Thanos one-on-one, just like he did in the comics. Gave him a good send-off at the end of the movie. The lightning, everything is just great about this pop. This pop is absolutely my 100% favorite pop in this pop barn. If there's anything in here, like I have pops in here that are $500, $600, $2,000. This is my pop. This is the pop that I love the most. And it just there's so much that goes with it. You guys hear my son crying. He's not the happiest right now. But yeah, this pop is definitely my number one pick. But never will I ever not say something to Funko when they screw up. You heard us the first time when we told you, everybody complained that the MCC pop just wasn't the right pop. Like, we just got the hammer, we didn't have a broken shield, we didn't have him boogered up, beat up, all that crap. You fixed that. Why didn't you go the extra mile and make it glow in the dark? You did it with the Storm, do it with this. I would be totally fine if you redeemed yourself and made a variant of this exclusive somewhere where it was glow in the dark. I would still buy it, and I would stop bitching. But you dropped the ball here. You picked it up, and then you dropped it. It's like fumbling, picking it up, and refumbling. Stop doing that. Make this a glow-in-the-dark pop. That's what we want. Give it to us. Now, that's 3 wishes. I rubbed the Funko Genie lamp. I expect my 3 wishes. Please come through. We'll go back through those. Make this glow-in-the-dark. Make this a 6 or 10 inch. And make this a 10 inch. Okay? 3 wishes. I rubbed the Funko Genie lamp. Let's hear it. Let's see what you guys got. All right, guys. Comment in the below and tell me what you think. If I have a good top 10, if I don't, what's yours? Comment, subscribe. Later, guys.